Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager. This is episode 72. After crashing out in the first round of the Premier 900 tournament, the following tournament, Premier 1000 Indian Wells Open, we are looking already into, well, technically third round after a bye. So, or is it second? Actually, it is second round, but tougher opponent, top 25. We'll see how she does, though. And it's 6-1, 6-3, so we are continuing on at this point. Gonna make quick work of these other non-Grand Slam type tournaments where we're only gonna get little bits and bobs of these. See, Kim was out in the first round. Yemafanova and Raducanu playing each other in the second round. It was Yemafanova who went on and now goes up against Osaka. It is also now ranked 13th in the world. Montgomery, through those first two rounds, here has a easy round of 16, a tougher quarterfinal, but definitely doable. Kasanseva is here, of course. Yemafanova has beaten Osaka, so that's big for her. That's going to get her deep into this thing, and it's Yemafanova and Montgomery, so that means we are guaranteed a semifinals appearance, probably against Swiatek. Montgomery is now 2-0 all-time against Yemafanova, beating her 6-3, 6-4 in the quarters. Pretty even matchup. The unforced error is really the difference in this one. You know, that serve and volley wasn't working. I've already gone in and changed what our game plan would normally be, so it defaults to my regular one, which we've seen a lot of success with. But against Swiatek, well, we haven't seen a lot of success, have we? 2-11 all-time with her. So why not try something different? Aggressive on the serve, using the serve and volley, as that seems to be where she's a little weaker. Yeah, I don't know about that, but okay. We'll give it a shot. Doesn't hurt to try. Yeah, it did not work. Did not work. It led to 4 aces. We got 4 points that way. We got 39 points in other methods, and we lost a lot of points. 63 through other methods. And that's why I'm not a big fan of focusing on the serve heavily. It just doesn't lead to that many points. It's not the way to go. You want to have a good serve, but beating somebody on serve alone as your game plan is, to me, a terrible tactic. Total winners, just 20. Unforced errors, fantastic. Only 4. We still got our butts handed to us. 3-6, 1-6. It's just not a good tactic. Now that that's proven, we'll avoid it in the future. The one good thing out of that was we actually made the semis of a Premier 1000 tournament. I think that is the farthest we have gotten. We've never won any of those 900s or 1000 tournaments. I'm not sure we've ever seen the semis before that point. So, step in the right direction. A certain Japanese talent was standing out as a top level prospect, and at this stage, I'm happy we haven't selected her. She might be good. She might be okay, but we have our evaluation back. She's ranked number 2 in the junior rankings, 17-year-old, but just a 1.5 current ability. You can see her speed is a 4. The attributes we do have revealed are pretty low level. Potential, just 3 stars. So probably somebody that could be developed, but I would think this is more like a Zoe Pooks situation where they're okay. It could be a mid-level talent. You can get them into the top 100. You can get them into the top 75. Probably crack the top 50 at some point. But it's more like a Raducanu, at least in the game, right? It's a prospect, but it's not your top-of-the-line prospect. We've picked those up. I think Sujung Kim is a much better grab than Machuda. Miami Open Premier 1000. Andreescu knocked off Yemafanova, but she made it to the round of 16. Kasanseva also being upset and going out in the round of 16. Raducanu losing to Corey Goff in the round of 16. So Goff finally makes it deeper into a tournament by beating somebody who she is significantly more talented than in terms of the actual attributes. And Montgomery, pretty dang easy path to make it out of this round, but it's going to be a difficult Swiatek in the quarters. Sujung Kim made it fairly far, as she nearly got herself into that round of 16. One semifinal already decided, and Risku with Osaka getting knocked off. One edge of the semifinal is going to be a little bit easier, but our side not so easy. We've got Swiatek, who, 2-12 all time, not looking too good on that front. Now that serve play did not work for us, as we got beat. Probably easily one of the two worst beatings we've taken against Swiatek out of the other, out of 12 losses. 10 were much, much closer, so we'll go back to the offensive baseline play and just, give it a shot. We have beat her 2 times anyway. She's back up to number 1 in the rankings, though she's the number 2 seed here. And we've lost to her again, but again, better performance. We actually did manage to win a set. Of course, without the service play, we don't get the service points, but that's 4 points. 4 points overall. We get back to 45% of points won. The unforced errors just a little high at 16, but that's not really high out of 145. That's barely over that 10% mark. Just not enough winners. We just can't quite knock the ball past Swiatek very often, but a hell of a lot better than when we focused on service play against her. One thing I forget about when I want to focus on 4 Grand Slams is that you have 1 Grand Slam at the beginning of the year, and then you have 3 Grand Slams that are relatively close to one another in terms of scheduling, but you have a pretty big gap between Grand Slams 1 and 2. We've already played 2.5 months since that Grand Slam, so I've made some really rapid progress here, but that's a lot of time. So I think we're going to be kind of forced into at least a 5-episode season. I'm still trying to shorten it, because typically we've been doing about 7 to 8 episodes a season. I'm trying to bring that down a little bit. But anyway, hard season has come to an end, and Kim has jumped 23 spots in the rankings, scored a lot of points. 10 tournaments, no wins, but 13 victories in those, and definitely playing in higher level stuff than what she had been previously, and has been good. Zoe moves up a little bit, 7 tournaments, 12 wins. I mean, it's not a terrible rate. Montgomery just stays 4th in the rankings, but scores a lot of points, 10 wins in 15 matches played, mixed performance, a couple early exits, but a couple deep runs in nothing but high-level tournaments. Quiet period for Prepova, but she did win 1 tournament, 12 wins, and it is enough to boost her up the rankings a bit. Squaw, number 1 in the junior rankings, stays number 1, as she has absolutely been tearing it up in the junior rankings. Only 2 losses, 29 wins from 31 played. That's 4 tournament wins, and that's a couple either semifinal or final appearances in the 2 that she did manage to lose. In the World Tour rankings, 3 tournaments, but it was all qualifiers for major tournaments, and she lost in those. So she still has a lot of work to do as a professional, but as an amateur, as a junior specifically, she is dominating at this stage. Raducanu up a couple spots in the rankings, now 20th, scored a lot of points. She won a tournament, 18 wins out of 24 matches played. It was a smaller level tournament, but she has really started to come into her own and belongs in that top 25. And so it's really good to see the progress she's made. I'm just not sure we're ever going to get her capable of winning a Grand Slam. Yemafanova, she is capable, and she is climbing. And even though she didn't win any tournaments, she's had a really good run that sees her up into 13th. Of course, she had that semifinal in the Australian Open. She was the highest of the team, and she has and continues to perform very well. All right, folks, that is going to go ahead and be the stopping point for this one, but we are definitely going to get into the French Open next time. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.